Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I was gonna go over some tools that I find really useful and, in some cases I don't feel like I could live without, and just general mechanicking, not really specialized in everything, but more of just like if you turn wrenches on anything, I would recommend having some of these. As for myself, I would. But let's just get started. The first thing is I really like these Astro flashlights. I'm not really a huge fan of the snap-on ones just because they're so damn expensive, but this one's awesome. You can swivel it, put it upside down. I don't like the under the hood lights that people get, and it just seems like they can damage stuff like the hood and scratch stuff. But I put these on cylinder decks when I'm rebuilding engines and under the hood, just like that, just as more of a work light, general work light. I had two of these, but I lost one. I don't know how, but one job or something, I must have just left it behind. This is a streamlined version of that. I do not like this one. It's twice as expensive as this, and well, at least off the tool truck it was. Magnets fall out. It's not movable like this one is. I think these are about 60 bucks on Amazon. Astro 65 SL. Love them. Couldn't live without this one. I don't like the handheld flashlights as much anymore. If I use a handheld, I'll use a pen light, but I used to use the big stream lights, but now I just try to stick to a headlamp if I can. So in conclusion, junk, good, half price. This snap-on panel remover tool, I like it. I've used it for a lot more than just the panels, your body clips. It just seems like it's a good general prying tool that I like to have. I've kind of pushed some connectors, locking connectors apart with this, and just in general, good tool to have. I like to have a good quality one. This one's almost brand new, as you can kind of tell. I lost the other one. I don't think I've ever broken this, but it's not like I use it as an actual pry bar, just a little mini pry bar. But don't do a lot of body work, more engine and mechanical repairs, but I still like to have this. I don't have the long one, just this one. But these bolt extractors, or these ones are just an inside extractor, so like you can use them on pipe, or if you drill a hole you can get it out. These are snap-on. I'm not sure if these are lifetime warranty or if they will replace them for wear, but I've replaced a few of them. My work has, just because they get a little worn out. Like these. This is a Hansen 10-piece extractor and drill set, left-handed. I like to have these. Like, I've had these because I was doing a little side project in my house for a customer of mine, and just happened to break a bolt off, and these actually came in clutch. They sell them in my Napa, and it worked just as good as the snap-on ones, I think. And I keep a set here and a set in my work box, and haven't broke any, and they pretty much have worked for everything I've gotten out. I think if these don't work, you're gonna have to weld a nut or drill it all the way out and either retap the hole or hope that the hole weakens the bolt enough to spin it out. These snap-on Crescent wrenches are great. This isn't the your rib side or whatever they call them. I can't really think of the name right now, but I like this one. I used to have this I used to keep this in my pocket at work. They extend out to about 1.5 inches in a small package. That's why I like it so much. And the adjustable jaw is not loose like some of the cheaper ones would be, but great wrench. I extended all the way to show you. I think it goes about to 1.5 inches. Don't quote me. Next is these little snap-on ratchets. I would replace every 1/4-inch ratchet with my drawer and just keep this one because you can use it as a driver and it's such a smooth, such a smooth ratchet you can use in tight spaces. I have the gear wrench version of this at work, mainly just because I don't want to lose this one because of the price, and I've lost a lot of ratchets at my job just because it's outside, but this is great. I have a bunch of 1/4-inch ratchets and this is always my go-to. This is the same thing but with the 3/8 head. Lots of teeth. I have had the teeth replaced in these multiple times. I've lost one of these and I've bought the replacement. That's why I use the gear wrench ones at work. The gear wrench ones don't have as smooth of teeth in my opinion, and so this is one of those things that I will vouch for Snap-on and pay the price for every time. Ratchets are Snap-on ratchets I love. Anyone starting out, I recommend if you're going to buy anything Snap-on, buy the ratchets. These are perfect for remote hose pliers. I buy the Snap-on ones again. I don't want to be like the Snap-on preacher here, but I buy the Snap-on ones is because this jaw, no matter what brand you buy, they tend to break. The spring pops out and it falls apart. I've had the ratcheting mechanism break on here, but Snap-on, I think they're a little over $100. I think you can buy them for $50 on Amazon, but the Snap-on ones are lifetime warranty, so it's kind of hard to find a good place for these in the box. You kind of just have to wrap them around and throw them at the bottom, but it's kind of another Snap-on thing here. These cutters, not really so much for light duty, automotive diesel stuff, because it seems like everything's fitted, but it's really great for cutting hose. As you can see, I made a mess on mine, but they're sharp. These probably needed the blade replaced, but they still cut great. I've used these to make heater hose and all that, and haven't had a problem. I don't know if I'd put in for the Snap-on one, but I think they'll replace the blade for free for me, so it's just one of those things where the warranty counts. Nipex pliers, I think, are probably the best in the industry. You can buy these on Amazon. These are small, so sometimes if I can't get a hose with this remote pliers set up, I can get in with these small ones. I have a smaller pair, I believe, somewhere, but just as you can tell, they're about the size of my hand, so they can go really wide, which I like. So these are definitely all these Nipex pliers in all sizes I love. I think a lot of people on YouTube and stuff really preach about these things, and I know guys in heavy equipment that have the real big ones that love them. It's just kind of one of those irreplaceable tools. Sometimes these are better than a pipe wrench if you got the big ones, not these tiny ones, but great in small places. I'll always vouch for Nipex. Some sockets I really go for. I think every guy who does this kind of work should have universal sockets. These are my favorite. These ones particularly are Matco. I don't have a problem with Matco sockets or Matco in general, but you can buy this exact same socket set. I don't know if they skip sizes, but Husky sells them. I have the standard set. I have the standard set of Matco in here too, but the standard or the Husky set works exactly the same. They look almost identical, but these are my favorites, the pinless universal sockets. I would have at least one set of these, like, if you're doing automotive diesel, just your 10 through 19, or have an 8, maybe a 21. Really helps on big tools. I've used these with a 1/2 inch reducer without any problems on 1/2 inch guns, and haven't broken one yet. will kind of get a little floppy eventually, but this one seems to be pretty tight still, and Matco will replace them if they get floppy, well, depending on the dealer. These non-slip pro sockets from Matco too, I do not know who makes these, but especially like on rusted exhaust bolts and stuff that are just really stripping out them 6-point heads on them bolts, these work great. I've bought kind of just, you know, one socket here, one socket there as I need for these, but it's a good replacement for 6-point sockets. I haven't had a problem with them. I've lost one, and I don't really have a Matco dealer, but if anyone knows who makes these or where you can buy these from that's not Matco, I would appreciate if you dropped a comment. These are blue point tap sockets. I don't think it matters what kind of tap sockets you need, but tap sockets will really save your butt in situations where, you know, I've seen people use wrenches and all sorts of stuff to turn a tap, but these tap sockets are great. I would recommend every mechanic have a set. So these are 1/4-inch chrome wobblies, and why I showed you the 3/8 impact wobbles and the 1/4-inch chromes is because these little guys will really sneak into some tight spots. I use these a lot on like 6-7 power strokes on the top of them, you know, where it's tight to get to without having the cab off. And these ones are Matco. I would probably shoot to get snap-on ones just because of the warranty, at least on like a 10mm or something. The reason I'm using an 11 is because my 10 broke, and like I was saying about them, I don't have a Matco guy around that can warranty this for me, so, or my 10. So these are clutch, love them, would recommend it. The reason I got 12 points on these is because it seems like when you're in a really tight spot with a small, you know, a small bolt, sometimes it's easier to get a 12 point because, you know, you don't have to spin it as far in there. So that's why I opted for them. I think just, it doesn't matter on the 1/4-inch, 12 point, 6 point, snap on, whatever. No matter what, these pins seem to break or fall off, but get a good one, good set, or, you know, buy cheap and buy 2 sets if you need to. Sometimes just, even if you have to buy 2 sets, like a Tecton set, it's still cheaper than getting 1 set of snap-on. And, you know, but personal preference, those ones are good. If I had to buy another set, I'd probably go shoot for the Tecton or the snap-on, whatever. Sometimes the snap-on wobble sockets are ridiculous. Anyways, moving on. Automatic center punch. These are good because, you know, kind of like with the whole tap socket thing, you need to reach in a tight space and get a center punch on so you can drill your bolt head that's broken off in something. And sometimes it's kind of hard to get a hammer and a center punch in, and this kind of replaces all my center punches. This one's a Lyle. I think if it kind of misses a little bit every once in a while, but it's a little older. I think if I was going to replace this, I'd buy a Starrett branded one on Amazon. Anyways, I think everyone should have one of these. Bolt extraction is pretty important when you're trying to save time and money, because it seems like every time you break a bolt, you're losing your ass. So this is a little cornhole, or cornwell, I like to call it cornhole, bit driver ratchet. I use these on 6-liter power strokes because on the oil manifolds on the top they use some Torx headed bolts, which I think is stupid, but you know, you can't get a wrench on them. I think under the hood it should be, you know, something that you can put a wrench on or whatever, and under the valve cover at least. But these are great. That you can really sneak in there, get good engagement, and then break it free. I use a longer one normally to break it free, and then this one to kind of spin it out. but I pretty much only use this for 6 liters, but it saves me every time people borrow this from me just to work on them. So if you work on power strokes, it's a good one to have. So this might be a little controversial, but these are snap-on and these are gear wrench, ratchet wrenches. The reason why I'm not really someone who's going to tell you to buy all snap-on ratchet wrenches, but these ones are great because you really want a reversible one, I think, because sometimes when you're ratcheting something out of this and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I got stuck against the frame and you know I can't get my tool out anymore or something like that, and it seems like I've had that happen a lot with stuff like this. So the reason I really like them too is you got your really smooth engagement with your teeth on this one, and then on the gear wrench ones it's more clanky and you don't got as much, and then the heads for these sides are a lot smaller. So if I was going to buy one set of snap-on wrenches, it'd probably be these. I got multiple styles that are like this, you know, flex head ones and stuff. For some reason I like these, so the non-flex heads on these, just because when you're trying to ratchet something weird off and your head's moving around on the bowl, and so I like these. These are great. Highly recommend them. So this thing I bought not too long ago. It's a pop lock or pop locks, I don't know. But I bought this on Amazon. It looked like a pretty neat little set. So it's not like I recommend this brand at all. I like the snap-on ones, I like the gear wrench ones. I just bought these ones for at home, and I have like one snap-on one this length that I keep at on my work truck. So one thing I don't like about this one is that the head seems a little bit big, and sometimes I like these to get underneath, you know, sometimes you want to get a good engagement underneath, so I like to have a little smaller of a foot. I like this one just too because you can move that, you know, it has 2 angles that you can adjust. So I can't really put too much word into whether I prefer this brand or like it, but it seems like it's been good quality. The finish is nice, so I don't have an issue with these yet, but I think every mechanic should have one of these adjustable smaller ones, as just as well as having the large one too. But I like this so far. Maybe I'll do a review on the whole set that I bought, just to try to help people make some smart decisions when buying tools online that aren't name brand. So appreciate you guys stopping by and checking this out. I hope I can make some more videos like this to share some insight on what I prefer and what has worked for me as far as name brand tools and stuff I really like. But for now, thanks for watching.